Hello, my name is Dr. Sandra Hickman. I have my doctorate in natural medicine, and I run a wellness clinic in Sun City, Arizona. And I own several lasers, including the Lotus and the quantum wave lasers, the probes, as well as the pads, the full size, the small pad that I use on myself, my family members, and clients. I also have a QiFi, which you can see in the back here, and I have one at home as well as here in the clinic. I stumbled across these lasers through a colleague because I had been diagnosed with a complete meniscus tear in my right knee several years ago. And I was on crutches trying to figure out how I was going to run my clinic without being able to walk. And I used one laser on my knee for 10 minutes and I never needed the crutches again. So that prompted me to call the company and find out more about what these are and how they work. And then, of course, I had to have everything. So I did. I bought it all. I like to keep clients to short sessions, and I'll have them come in for as little as 20 minutes, and we'll place the wands or the lasers, probes, wherever we need to put them about the body. Almost 100% of the time, people feel better when they get up. Sometimes it's not until they're walking and they realize that they're moving better than they were when they sat down, or the mood has shifted. They're much calmer, they're much more centered, they're much more grounded. But pretty much all the time, people will leave feeling like something has shifted. And then I frequently get reports from people that shift has lasted for a period of time, days, in fact, where they have felt more grounded, that they have felt more at ease and flow, that their mobility is better. Accelerated wound healing. I had a woman with a severe cat bite that was getting infected, and you could visibly see the difference in the wound at the end of the session. So the results speak for themselves. The Lotus seems to stimulate and move energies that are more emotionally related. So I like using this on somebody who is really in emotional turmoil or needs to make a shift. But because we know the emotions are connected to the physiology, you can't separate them. It's one biochemical cocktail. I almost always use the Lotus with a regular quantum wave laser that's also helping circulate energies, distribute energies, and create a physiological response depending on the issue. I use the probes for more targeted approaches. If I'm dealing specifically, for example, with a wound healing or inflammation in a joint, I like using the red probe as well as the infrared and the violet probes. The violet probes are especially great when somebody is experiencing turmoil and I'm able to rotate it around the thymus and stimulate more of a release from that truth organ. What's super great about these lasers is their portability. So I take them camping, I take them everywhere I go. I truly love my laser, but I also teach classes. And so I'll pack up all 6 of the lasers that I have and take them into a group where I will walk them through the unwinding protocol, placing them at the C7, as well as the thymus, the adrenals, and the tailbone, and then allow them to put the laser anywhere that they are feeling they need to have a shift. And so being able to carry the lasers into any of that kind of environment, even the QiFi, you can do that, as well as the probes. I most often do the laser wands because they're easier to hold and they're easier to apply in just about any setting. Everybody sits or lays on the pad. The way I describe them to people is that the pads much like the QiFi, is disrupting discordant energy. It is smoothing things out and opening things up. That helps the lasers, the wands and the probes work even more effectively. So I feel that they are a partnership. They work hand in hand. While someone is laying or sitting on the pad, it is improving their flow of energy throughout their being because it's disrupting any discordant path, any obstacle in the course. And so obviously the body still needs to work to release that, but it's helping the body do its own self-healing. It's accelerating that process. The programs within the wands are very versatile and appropriate for whatever you think you need to use them for. So even though I have my doctorate and I could dig deep into all these frequencies and figure out which ones to use for whatever reason, frankly, I just don't. I just pick what I believe intuitively fits for the individual that I'm working with, because you can't go wrong. And if you see a shift in somebody or you see a shift in the individual, then you automatically know that they're receiving exactly what it is they need. And if you don't see the shift, or if you're concerned about it, you just change the program to something else. But there's really no wrong program to pick for anything. Sometimes people don't understand how to explain still point to people. And so I like to encourage them just to breathe normally and then do what's instructed, to pause at the in-breath and then also a little bit at the out-breath. And then just notice how they become more aware of their breathing, and they become more aware of their heart rate and their life force energy. I just want to say thank you for creating these amazing tools, and to keep doing the good work, keep shining your light. And so I like that we are standing in agreement, intentional agreement with each other about using these devices to create harmony, to disrupt disharmony, to bring people into coherence. I am Dr. Sandra Hickman, and I love my laser.